Hey, I'm Kev, welcome back to MotoGP 18 as Mayo's had a superb start to the season. Can he make it a perfect 100 around the Angarneto circuit in Spain? And before we go there, Mayo's still finding it way too easy. So, should we increase this? Not too extreme, I don't think he has to go that far, but to 110? I think that should be a good level for Mayo. So here goes Mayo then for the first of 3 possible qualifying laps. But this is just needed 3 qualifying laps to grab 3 poles. Let's see if that changes here in Spain. He's already wide in the first corner. That is not a good start at all, as he's got to beat a 46.8 from Martin and Canet. And he has not been... no one's been close to Mayo in qualifying, so we'll see if that changes round here. You can see virtually flat out there, had to dab the brakes slightly through the middle of the corner. And you go through the right hand, they get on the power so early. Feels like you can do that so easy on this Leopard. The stability of this bike is incredible, so it's a straight line speed now. Braking not as good for Mayo on this lap though. You know, we have improved the braking. Try and decrease the lock-in. Or the chances of the brakes locking. We go through the left hand. Mario's a bit tentative on this first lap. You might actually have to go to a second lap for the first time this season. Yeah, into the final section, so using all that curves out, steer that bike as well. But use every advantage you can. Stay ahead of the opposition. No, bit wide for the right hander for Mayo. Remember, you can use all of that green stuff as well on the outside. To go through Jorge Lorenzo corner onto the start-finish straight. Mayo's not going to be quickest. Oh, he is, by a 10th. Of course he is. Even after shocking that like that. But you can definitely dip into the 45s. And just make it mistake-free. He's definitely gaining on. He's got a good hair in front to chase down. He does help sometimes, having a visual hay to chase. So very right there, lost the 10th in that corner alone. Or more than a 10th. He goes a bit wide in the right hander. That's not a very good corner for Mayo. So again, not a very good lap so far, but then he did kind of turn it around in the second after that. It's actually 6/10 slower than his previous lap. But he's going to gain it all back in that corner, so that's where he outbraked himself massively. And through the left hand in 4th gear. Told you most of these corners, 3rd, 4th gear, even 2nd for the slower corners such as we're going to now with the double rights. Oh, a bit too much curb on the inside there, and you can see he's just up his previous lap time. And again, using that curb in the second right out, turn the bike. And even doing it, as you can see, into that fast right as well. You know, we could maybe take that right hander flat out. We go out the final corner. Even giving Mayo some slipstream. What is this? They didn't give him any help at all. So the opposition, he dips into the 45s. Let's see if he can improve again. In the final lap, even though he's got to try and work away past Kornfeld. Sordy down the inside. Get out of here, Kornfeld. No respect for his elders for Mayo. Guy's been in this category, it seems like, forever. And he's got 3/10 up, his best first sector by country mile. You go for the right hander uphill, only braking a bit too much as Mayo. You can really let the bike go a bit more, it feels like, in that corner. Just a bit cautious at the moment. Looking at almost a second up though. Could even approach the 44s here. Ray's riding. It's a bit wider than the left. Had to dab the brake again on turning. Maybe doesn't need to do that. We tried that out in the race though. For Mario. Maybe something to learn as well from Bastianini and Della Porta. And he's still 6/10 up as he approached the final sector. Really using all that curb now. There you go, easy flat out through that right hander. And out the final corner, just hooks up the apex beautifully in Jorge Lorenzo corner. Let's head towards the line. Oh, he's thrashed them. So I said we probably shouldn't put on extreme, but a second. A second. We've cut the deficit in half, but still a second ahead of anyone else. With Martin in second, Di Giannantonio in third, Bastianini back on form alongside Canet and Della Porta on the second road. All three Leopards on the first two rows, with Antonelli Bezzecchi and Alonso Lopez in ninth on home turf ahead of Ottel, Arbolino and Suzuki. And you've got Mino, Nuadin and Ramirez on the fifth row. A bit disappointing for Ramirez after such a good start to the season. Albert Arenas on the sixth row, don't see that often. There's Sasaki and Kornfeld, and Berger, Tuba and Rodrigo on the seventh row. Poor qualifying from the Argentine rider. And McPhee, Binder and Yurchenko, Foggia, Masaki and Loy. And Mesa on home turf, very disappointing for the Spaniard ahead of the Thai rider. So can it be Super Mario once again in the race? So here's McDonald revving up, waiting for the lights to go out. There's 7 laps. The Angoneto Circuit in Jerez get underway. And as we approach the first corner, it looks like the Grassini twins have jumped McDonald. And it looks like Di Giannantonio's jumped Martin. Oh, the home fans will not be happy about that and be happy about this. It's an Italian leading the San Marino rider. Then the Spaniard down in third. As we approach the end of this first sector. But Mario might have a challenge on his hand. Loy up to 23rd ahead of Binder. But Di Giannantonio. Fancying what he did in Valencia at the end of the season, once again in Spain. Obviously he loves this country then. That's what's setting the home crowd. He's got Mino Ramirez battling over the final point. And look at Martin skipping the corner, is he? Mario bumping him out the way, saying, what's that, mate? What are you doing? Inventing your own circuit? As he go into the left hander, oh, how close can you be to another rider out falling? He's got Foggy and Masaki. Oh, what's that little nudge from Mario? He really is impatient being in second. He's not used to it this season. He's all over Di Giannantonio, no doubt trying to set him up for Jorge Lorenzo corner. Set him up for a run there. They go for the right hand. Oh, he's got a superb exit. And surely plow it down the inside. Oh, he's outbraked himself though. But who doesn't into that corner when they're making a pass? It's that he's got a beautiful slipstream. And they're virtually level across the line, but Di Giannantonio led. As Mario goes wide, Di Giannantonio pushing him wide. Oh, you're not happy about that. Trying to sneak down the inside through the right hander. Got some superb battling for the lead between the Leopard and Grassini rider. As you've got Foggy ahead of Binder, and then it's like McDonald may try and Scarpa now. Like he's had your fun now for a lap. But now I want 6 laps apiece, okay? But Di Giannantonio finally got some fight. Good to see. Once again ahead of Martin, just like in Argentina. He's having it his own way as the reigning champion. Over with his teammates, Antonelli ahead of Della Porta. Got Suzuki ahead of Alonso Lopez. Oh, ninth. Oh, Bologna ahead of Kornfeld. And right about the tie rider ahead of Mazzaki. Not close to grabbing any points again, no. Looks like for McDonald. He's still around 4.5 tenths ahead of Di Giannantonio. But it seems to be this final sector where he really does come alive as well. The bike with his bravery, with his upcoming right-hander. And using the green stuff as well. So a bit wide. Final corner again. We're just setting up for another amazing exit. Look at all that arrow fever to the right hand side. Didn't expect to be seeing that. He gets a 45.4. Is this qualifying, not a race? Mario seems to be confused yet again. There's Canet and Bezecchi for 4th. Mario pulled out 7 tenths. He won that. We've got Bulliger and Lloyd battling like hell for 20 seconds. Once again, Bulliger, this way he's going to be scoreless again. Now he's 8 tenths ahead of Di Giannantonio. No, he's trying to use the curb on every corner upstairs, this bike. What is this, touring cars or motocross maybe? Trying to use ruts. Using these curbs as ruts. But Di Giannantonio got a much better exit, it looks like, down that back straight. And into the hairpin. Zenia Bastianini and Della Porta battling. Could have probably been second behind McDonald in the near park camp. Battling over 7th. Battle over the wooden spoon as well, which seems to be going to Masaki now. Spaniard out of there. Probably getting the wooden spoon on home turf. That's 6 tenths ahead of Di Giannantonio. So he has grabbed back a 10th of a second since that stage a lap ago. As he's using all of the curves, McDonald. Trying to invent his own final sector, it looks like. It doesn't seem like the stewards have any issues with that. As he exits the final corner. Approaches the line once again with a 45.5. 1.3 ahead of Di Giannantonio. So he's actually pulled out another 6 tenths. In that final sector, they only pulled out almost a second. He is the cost of bravery, that final sector. And he's using all those curves again as we're approaching the halfway mark of this race. And apart from a first lap fisticuff, it's been all McDonald once again. And so they pulled out another 10th in that opening sector. It's this sector, the second sector, where he really does seem to do some harm to himself, McDonald, compared to everyone else. Just doesn't seem to be able to hook up that right-hander. And so he's lost a couple of tenths to Di Giannantonio. He's bashing ahead of Antonelli now for 6th. Trying to be the second best of the Italians in the field, as Masaki not liking that wooden spoon spot. But the battling like a hell over 28. You've got McPhee and Loy over 24. Saw McDonald grass cutting a bit. And almost losing it, getting on the power. It's not like he's not pushing hard in the lead. You can definitely see that, that. He's lost a couple of tenths to Di Giannantonio. Again, it's that third sector as well. So the second and third sector is not as good for McDonald compared to the first and especially the last sector. As we exit the final corner, go across the line. Another 45.8, despite a couple of mistakes. Going out another 6 tenths on the field. It's all about that final sector maybe, as bashing ahead of Bezecchi now for 5th. And you're marching in the midpoint of this race. Wants a podium. It's a bit starved of champagne, isn't he? So McDonald just level with Di Giannantonio in that first sector, so a bit of a messy one for McDonald. You saw that, it was a bit all over the place. But actually clipping some gravel as well at stages. But grabs it back in that second sector. Actually gained a 10th from Di Giannantonio, so maybe it's just been wrong gearing maybe. with a right-hander. Got it down all the way down to second. Seemed to work. Again, get it down to second for the left-hander, but again, that rip, not liking it. A bit wider than the first right-hander. You can see he's lost a few tenths of a second in that sector. Tyres feel like they are starting to turn into jelly. On this fifth lap, he really is pushing hard, McDonald. It may look easy with him being in the lead for so long, but he's pushing like a hell. As you can see, he's lost the second lap, down to 47. Martin Antonio's gained around 6 tenths. So of losing it on that lap. That was a bit of a shocker for McDonald. As he going to the penultimate lap. Just got to keep it nice and smooth, McDonald. He's been a bit ragged with the bike this race. He hasn't looked as comfortable as he did in Circuit in Americas, where he's on rails. Just needs to bring that back. There you go, he likes that mid-torque there. That mid-range is the bike. Going down this back straight, just much better slingshot. And you see McDonald so far has actually gained 3 tenths in those first couple of sectors. But now this is the sector where he loses it. Going a bit wide for the left. He's grass cutting. And for the next left, nice hit in the apex, but again, maybe bogging down on the exit the corner. And all over the curb on the inside. But he's actually gained a 10th in that sector. He's gained 4 tenths in every sector so far. He's been gaining a 10th or 2. How unusual. Maybe the others are suffering with the tyres as well. Notice McDonald just a lot calmer this lap, not being as ragged. And back down to a 46 as well. So he's gained again 7 tenths that just when DJ Antonio thought, oh, I've maybe got some hope here. McDonald pulls the pin. As you've got Martin and Canet behind. Grassini rider, and then you've got Bastianini around at the top 5. So using all of that curb. Oh, DJ Antonio gained a couple of tenths in that first sector. You see McDonald starting to slide the bike as well a bit, trying to get on the power there. There's around half one on the way around, a third of A1 on the front. So tyre wear, not really an issue. Oh, and DJ Antonio almost 2 seconds back. He lost loads of time in that second sector. That's turning into McDonald's second most profitable sector after the final one now. Just suddenly turned it around in that sector. We go for the left-hander. See, when McDonald hooks it up, he can gain in every sector. It's just been an up and down struggle this race. And there you go, gains another 10th in that third sector as we approach the final couple of corners of this race. It has been the madman once again riding frantically at the front. Especially on the opening lap, had to get his elbows out on DJ Antonio. But grabbed the lead just after the start-finish line on the second lap and hasn't looked back since. As it is 4 from 4. It's a perfect 100% record still for the Leopard rider. And now he's got 100 points to go with it as well. And look at this reward, beautiful. As he wins by 2.2 seconds ahead of DJ Antonio, did a fast lap by country mile as well. With Martin in third, Canet fourth, Bastianini fifth, Bezzecchi in sixth, Antonelli, Del Porto, all 3 Leopard riders in the top 8. Not a bad return for the team. And the best race so far this season, with Suzuki in 9th ahead of Alonso. Lopez ran out of the top 10 on home turf. We have Arbolino, Sasaki, Otel, Mino and Rodrigo grabbing the final point ahead of Kornfeld by half. Second, Albert Arenas missing out on points in 18th, Nuruddin down in 19th, Tichenko in 21st behind Tubu rounds out the top 20. And right at the back it is Merasaki. So you look at the Riders' Championship, 35-point lead for McDonald over Dijon Antonio, with Martin up to 3rd, Canet up to 4th, Bezzecchi down to 5th, with Antonelli in 6th, Bastianini 7th, Mino in 8th, Del Porto up to 9th after this best race by a country mile so far this season, with Rodrigo running out the top 10. Kornfeld, then we've got Otto up to 12th ahead of Ramirez, Suzuki up to 14th ahead of Arbolino, the Lopez up to 17th ahead of Meza. There's 18 riders score points so far this season, with Nuruddin down in 22nd, Binder down to 23rd, Yachenko up to 24th, Foggia down to 26th, and Masaki now got the wooden spoon as Loy's pushed himself off that final spot as McDonald inches close up first rider percentage, which he's de facto got anyway in the team, it looks like. So you look at the details, up to level 64 for Ryan position management and brakes management. Linan go up to 65, and look at the brake, and look at all those development points and reputation earned. There's plenty to shout about for the home crowd in MotoGP as Marc Marquez one ahead of Dovi and Rossi. Then in Moto2 it's Baldassar ahead of Francesco Bagnaia and Alex Marquez rounding out the podium. Well, in the Red Bull Rookies Cup, the first race of the season, it's the Turkish rider ahead of Tatai and the Japanese rider on the podium. Nicely done. So in it to bike development once again, what do we improve? So we improved the brakes and the engine last time. Suspension, framing, aerodynamics we haven't looked at all. Shall we just improve the engine again? Oh, we don't quite have enough to improve the power. Maybe you're looking to do that again. Or could we improve the brakes, prevent the lock-in, as you saw McDonald lean on that front so much. Maybe without the upgrade it would have been down a couple of times. So maybe we could look at preventing the blocking when braking, or increase the braking power. That is always handy, increasing the braking power, especially if he has to battle like he did on that opening lap a bit more often, as that improves the bike stability, ability of the shock, for the shocks to absorb that surface roughness, which is already superb on this bike. I'm not sure that needs to be improved. Improve the frame, improve the lean angle when going down, and then when going up, improving kind of how the bike maneuvers. So aerodynamics, increase top speed or acceleration. Should we actually increase the downforce? Increase that acceleration. And that's all we're going to do to the bike. As you see, we've already lost the slot and penetration, unfortunately. You never want a lack of penetration, but McDonald has definitely not suffered from that so far this season. Can it continue in France and make it 5 out of 5 round the Bugatti Le Mans circuit next time out? Thanks for watching. We'll find out then.